You're about to discover a secret that could change your life forever. A secret that could put thousands of dollars back in your pocket. A secret that the government doesn't want you to know. Over $42 billion in unclaimed property is currently being held by state governments, with $1 billion being claimed annually, according to researchers at the National Association of Unclaimed Property Administrators. This staggering amount of money is just waiting to be reclaimed, but the process can be daunting. Recovery agents have been using a loophole to reclaim millions of dollars in unclaimed government funds. This loophole is not well known, and the government would prefer it to stay that way. But we're about to blow the lid off this secret. A 2024 NIH study showed that financial stress can have a significant impact on mental and physical health, making it essential to recover lost assets. By understanding the surplus funds loophole, individuals can gain a deeper understanding of the recovery process and make informed decisions about their financial well-being. The surplus funds loophole is a complex process, but it can be broken down into simple steps. First, you need to understand what surplus funds are. Surplus funds are monies that are left over after a government project or contract is completed. These funds can come from a variety of sources, including tax revenues, grants, and bonds. Researchers at Harvard found that the average American has over $1,000 in unclaimed assets, with some individuals having as much as $100,000 or more. But here's the thing. The government doesn't always notify the rightful owners of these funds. In fact, according to a report by the Government Accountability Office, millions of dollars in surplus funds go unclaimed every year. This is where recovery agents come in. They use specialized software and expertise to track down surplus funds and reclaim them for their clients. A 2020 report by the National Conference of State Legislatures found that state governments are holding over $58 billion in unclaimed property, with the majority of it being held in the form of surplus funds. But recovery agents aren't just limited to individuals. They also work with businesses and organizations to reclaim surplus funds. In fact, according to a study by the National Association of Unclaimed Property Administrators, over $1 billion in surplus funds is reclaimed annually by businesses and organizations. This is a staggering amount of money, and it's just the tip of the iceberg. By understanding the surplus funds loophole, businesses and organizations can gain a competitive edge and increase their revenue streams. So, how do recovery agents use the surplus funds loophole to reclaim millions of dollars in unclaimed government funds? It starts with research. They use specialized software to track down surplus funds and identify the rightful owners. Then, they use their expertise to navigate the complex process of reclaiming these funds. This can involve filing claims, negotiating with government agencies, and even litigating in court. According to a report by the American Bar Association, the recovery process can be lengthy and complex, with some cases taking years to resolve. But the payoff can be huge. Recovery agents have reclaimed millions of dollars in surplus funds for their clients, with some individuals receiving as much as $100,000 or more. And it's not just individuals who are benefiting. Businesses and organizations are also using the surplus funds loophole to reclaim millions of dollars in unclaimed government funds. By understanding the surplus funds loophole, individuals and businesses can take control of their financial lives and recover the money that is rightfully theirs. The surplus funds loophole is a powerful tool for reclaiming unclaimed government funds. But it's not without its risks. The government is not always willing to give up surplus funds, and recovery agents often face resistance and even opposition. According to a report by the Congressional Budget Office, the government has implemented various measures to reduce the amount of surplus funds that are reclaimed, including changes to the tax code and increased audits. Despite these risks, the rewards can be substantial. By using the surplus funds loophole, individuals and businesses can reclaim thousands of dollars in unclaimed government funds. And it's not just about the money. Reclaiming surplus funds can also be a matter of principle. When the government withholds surplus funds, it's essentially taking money that doesn't belong to it. By reclaiming these funds, individuals and businesses are standing up for their rights and taking back what is rightfully theirs. So, what's the bottom line? The surplus funds loophole is a powerful tool for reclaiming unclaimed government funds. But it's not something that you can do on your own. You need the expertise and knowledge of recovery agents to navigate the complex process of reclaiming surplus funds. By understanding the surplus funds loophole and working with recovery agents, individuals and businesses can take control of their financial lives and recover the money that is rightfully theirs. The government has a responsibility to notify the rightful owners of surplus funds. But this doesn't always happen. In fact, according to a report by the Treasury Department, millions of dollars in surplus funds go unclaimed every year due to a lack of notification. This is where recovery agents come in. They use their expertise and knowledge to track down surplus funds and reclaim them for their clients. Recovery agents are not just limited to surplus funds. They also work with other types of unclaimed assets, such as abandoned bank accounts, uncashed checks, and even unclaimed inheritances. According to a report by the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation, there are billions of dollars in unclaimed assets waiting to be reclaimed. By working with recovery agents, individuals and businesses can reclaim these assets and take control of their financial lives. The surplus funds loophole is a complex and often confusing process. But with the right knowledge and expertise, individuals and businesses can navigate this process and reclaim the money that is rightfully theirs. By understanding the surplus funds loophole and working with recovery agents, individuals and businesses can take control of their financial lives and recover the money that is owed to them. In conclusion, the surplus funds loophole is a powerful tool for reclaiming unclaimed government funds. By understanding this loophole and working with recovery agents, individuals and businesses can take control of their financial lives and recover the money that is rightfully theirs. The government has a responsibility to notify the rightful owners of surplus funds. But this doesn't always happen. Recovery agents use their expertise and knowledge to track down surplus funds and reclaim them for their clients. With the right knowledge and expertise, individuals and businesses can navigate the complex process of reclaiming surplus funds and take control of their financial lives. Subscribe to learn how to recover money the government owes you.